My name is Albert and welcome to Unknown Facts. Our world is filled with beauty, but also with pain, a universal language that connects all living creatures. Today we journey into the heart of the human condition to explore the most extreme frontiers of pain. We'll investigate the mechanisms and sensations behind the worst pains known to humankind. By understanding these dark corners of our biology, we can better appreciate the moments of comfort we enjoy. If you find this journey compelling, please subscribe and like this video so we can continue exploring together. Our exploration into the realm of neurological disorders begins with a particularly devastating condition, the cluster headache. We delve into the intense suffering it inflicts and the profound impact it has on those who experience it. This isn't just any headache, it's a neurological event so violent and excruciating that it's earned the grim moniker of the suicide headache. The intensity of the pain is often beyond comprehension. Unlike a typical headache, which might be a dull ache or throbbing sensation, this pain is described with shocking intensity, often likened to a hot poker being relentlessly driven through the eye socket. It's a searing, piercing agony. These attacks are not gradual, they arrive in sudden, brutal, and overwhelming waves. What makes cluster headaches particularly cruel is that these attacks come in cycles, sometimes lasting for weeks or even months, turning daily life into a torturous ordeal. Sufferers can experience multiple attacks per day, with each episode lasting anywhere up to 3 agonizing hours. The pain is almost always one-sided, described as a relentless drilling or burning sensation, focused around the eye, temple, and sometimes even the face. The intensity of the pain is so severe that it's not uncommon for sufferers to pace restlessly, rock back and forth, or engage in other desperate attempts to find some semblance of relief. Beyond the excruciating pain, physical symptoms often manifest, such as a drooping eyelid, a runny nose, and profuse facial sweating, all compounding the agony. The constant dread and anticipation of the next attack adds a crushing psychological burden to an already unbearable physical ordeal. Despite ongoing research, the underlying cause of cluster headaches remains shrouded in mystery. However, current understanding points to a connection with the hypothalamus, a region of the brain involved in regulating various bodily functions, and the trigeminal nerve, which is responsible for sensation in the face. The relentless, cyclical nature of cluster headaches pushes those who suffer from them to the very edge of their physical and emotional endurance. It serves as a stark and humbling reminder of the immense power and inherent unpredictability of our own intricate and complex neural pathways. For many, periods of remission offer only a temporary truce, a brief respite in what feels like a long and arduous war against their own bodies. The cluster headache stands as a humbling testament to the extreme limits of human suffering and the profound challenges faced by those who live with chronic pain. Now let's journey further into the intricate landscape of the human body. We descend to the kidneys, those vital organs responsible for filtering our blood and maintaining the delicate balance of fluids. But within these essential organs, agony can form in silence, a kidney stone, a tiny terror with the potential to bring immense suffering. These stones are essentially hardened mineral deposits. These jagged crystals, often microscopic at first, may go unnoticed as they gradually accumulate within the kidney. They are silent and insidious in their development. But the trouble begins when they start to move, dislodging and making their way into the narrow ureter, the slender tube connecting the kidney to the bladder. This is when the real ordeal begins, triggering waves of stabbing, cramping pain that can be absolutely debilitating. The pain is often described as one of the worst a person can experience. The pain, clinically called renal colic, is not constant. It comes in waves, intensifying and then subsiding as the body desperately tries to expel the stone, pushing it through the narrow passage. This agonizing process often causes nausea and radiates from the flank, the side of the body between the ribs and hip, down to the groin. No position brings relief. Sufferers often writhe in agony, unable to find a comfortable posture. The body is completely consumed by the task of expelling the stone, shutting down all other concerns in its primal focus. It's a surprisingly common affliction. About 1 in 10 people will experience the excruciating pain of a kidney stone in their lifetime. Diet, body weight, and perhaps most importantly hydration, all play a significant role in their formation, influencing the concentration of minerals in the urine. The journey of the stone, from its initial movement to its eventual expulsion, can last days or even weeks, with the most severe pain occurring as it passes through the ureter, a passage barely wider than a pencil. Many compare the pain to childbirth, a testament to its intensity. It's a comparison we'll soon explore in greater detail, understanding the physiological similarities. Kidney stones are a brutal lesson, a stark reminder in the unforgiving nature of our own anatomy, the delicate balance that can so easily be disrupted. The very minerals that sustain us, essential for life and health, can also under certain conditions become the source of our greatest misery, turning against us in a painful betrayal. The ordeal is a raw mechanical pain, a grinding, relentless sensation, one that's impossible to ignore, demanding all of your attention and focus. It's a reminder that even our body's routine processes, the very systems that keep us alive and functioning, can turn against us, causing immense suffering. Childbirth is a pain unique in its purpose, a primal rite of passage. It's a journey into the depths of physical endurance, a test of will unlike any other, an act of creation that demands immense endurance, pushing the body to its absolute limits. It's a raw, visceral experience. Labor pain is driven by powerful uterine contractions, rhythmic surges of pressure, building in intensity until they are all-consuming, demanding every ounce of focus and strength. Each contraction is a wave of force, a relentless tide pulling and pushing, opening the cervix and pushing the baby through the birth canal, a pathway forged in pain. Women describe the pain as tearing, crushing, a sensation that seems to defy description, or a burning ring of fire, a final intense surge as the baby crowns, radiating from the abdomen to the back and legs, a widespread assault on the senses. There is little respite, the clock seems to slow to a crawl. Contractions come relentlessly, demanding total surrender to the process. Many women who've experienced both say, comparing it to other extreme sensations, childbirth pain surpasses even the bullet ant sting, a benchmark for agony, one of the most painful insect stings known, a testament to the intensity of labor. The body must stretch and separate, yielding to the forces at play, a testament to its resilience, its incredible capacity to adapt and endure. Yet the pain is often transformed in memory, softened by the overwhelming joy that follows, by the emotional climax of meeting one's child, a moment that eclipses all that came before. Childbirth is a paradox, a beautiful contradiction. Creation through destruction, a necessary process of breaking down to build anew. Pain that leads to new life, a transformation of suffering into something miraculous. The agony becomes part of a larger narrative, woven into the tapestry of motherhood. Endured for the greatest reward, a love that knows no bounds. It is both an end and a beginning, a closing of one chapter and the start of an entirely new story. This pain is the engine of creation itself, the catalyst for a bond that will last a lifetime. Trigeminal neuralgia, known as the suicide disease, inflicts sudden, electric shock-like pain on one side of the face. Even the lightest touch, brushing teeth, a breeze, or a smile, can trigger excruciating attacks. The pain is brief but can occur in rapid succession, creating hours of torment. Sufferers live in fear, avoiding daily activities and social contact to prevent triggering the pain. The most common cause is a blood vessel pressing on the trigeminal nerve, wearing away its protective sheath. The nerve misfires, sending extreme pain signals in response to harmless stimuli. This condition is considered one of the most painful known to medicine. The unpredictability and intensity create a unique form of suffering. Trigeminal neuralgia is a profound neurological betrayal. It turns the simple act of living into a minefield of agony. Burns, especially third-degree burns, represent some of the most horrific pain imaginable. While the burn site may feel numb at first due to destroyed nerves, the surrounding areas scream with pain. The agony is amplified by the body's inflammatory response, creating relentless burning torment. Treatment, especially debridement, removing dead tissue, is notoriously agonizing and must be repeated for weeks. Healing brings its own pain scar tissue forms, pulling on healthy skin and causing chronic discomfort. Itching during recovery can be maddening, sometimes worse than the pain itself. Severe burns are not a single event but the start of a lifelong ordeal. Recovery demands unimaginable fortitude, both physically and psychologically. The body's fight for survival after a burn is a daily confrontation with agony. It's a stark illustration of the cost of breaching our primary defense. A dental abscess is more than a toothache, it's a relentless throbbing agony locked inside the jaw. Pressure from accumulating pus compresses sensitive nerves, creating pain that syncs with your heartbeat. The pain radiates to the jaw, neck, and ear, making eating, sleeping, or thinking nearly impossible. The tooth becomes hypersensitive and even a sip of water can be torture. Swelling and inflammation add to the misery as the body fights the infection. The source of pain is trapped inside bone, inaccessible and inescapable. Left untreated, the infection can spread, becoming life-threatening. The pain is a critical warning, your body's alarm that a small infection could become a catastrophe. A dental abscess is a hidden tormentor demanding urgent attention. Gout attacks arrive suddenly, often at night, turning a joint, usually the big toe, into a site of excruciating pain. Caused by uric acid crystals forming needle-like shards in the joint, the pain is crushing, burning, and often unbearable. Even the touch of a bedsheet can be intolerable. The body's immune response amplifies the agony, creating a cycle of inflammation and pain. Historically called the disease of kings, gout's pain is democratic, no less severe for anyone. Attacks may subside, but without management, they become more frequent and affect more joints. Over time, crystal deposits can cause chronic pain and joint damage. Gout is a reminder that even our own metabolism can betray us. The pain is a lesson in the destructive power of inflammation. It's a crystal dagger in the joint, pure agony from within. Some pains linger long after illness fades, like post-herpetic neuralgia, the haunting legacy of shingles. The varicella-zoster virus, dormant after chickenpox, can reactivate years later, damaging nerves as it causes shingles. For some, the real ordeal begins after the rash heals, chronic, burning, or electric pain that can last months or years. Damaged nerves send chaotic pain signals, making even a gentle touch unbearable, a condition called allodynia. The pain is invisible, leading to isolation and misunderstanding. Sufferers become prisoners of their own hypersensitive skin. Post-herpetic neuralgia is notoriously difficult to treat. It's a ghost pain, a neurological echo of a vanished infection. Pain becomes a disease in its own right, long after the virus retreats. The legacy of shingles is a fire in the nerves that refuses to die. Few pains are as universally understood as a broken bone. The initial shock is sharp and overwhelming, caused by tearing the bone's sensitive outer membrane. Swelling and muscle spasms follow, creating a deep, throbbing ache. Any movement grinds the broken edges, sending searing pain through the body. Immobilization is critical, but setting the bone is itself intensely painful. The clavicle is the most commonly broken bone, making arm movement nearly impossible. The pain is a primal signal, forcing us to stop and protect the injury. Healing is a slow journey, beginning with a single, unforgettable moment of agony. A fracture is a raw reminder of our vulnerability, and our body's remarkable ability to heal. We've explored the darkest territories of pain, from cluster headaches to broken bones. Each pain tells a story of biology, vulnerability, and silent battles within our bodies. Understanding pain fosters empathy and respect for the hidden struggles others endure. It also reveals the resilience of the human spirit, the ability to heal and find meaning in suffering. If you found this exploration valuable, please subscribe and like the video. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the unknown.